We are the Hebrew Israelites.
Okay.
We are. We're definitely Hebrew Israelites. But it was other things that went along with the curses that was put on our people in our Deuteronomy 28 chapter. And then once you begin to see these things, you begin to understand why our people walk around in darkness as far as religious doctrine is concerned.
Shabbat Shalom. Our scripture reading for today is Jeremiah chapter 15, verses 15 and 16. O Yahweh, thou knowest, remember me, and visit me, and revenge me of my persecutors. Take me not away in thy long suffering. Know that for thy sake I have suffered rebuke. Thy words were found, and I did eat them, and thy word was unto me the joy and rejoicing of my heart. For I am called by thy name, O Yahweh Elohim of hosts.
Shabbat Shalom, family. Our selection today, Do Yah.
Do Yah, oh do Yah, Yah remember me. Oh, do Yah, oh do Yah, Yah remember me. Do Yah, oh do Yah, Yah remember me. Always. remember
Yah remember me.
do Yah, oh do Yah. Remember me. Oh, where beyond the shore. Oh, Yah. Yah, oh do Yah. Yah, remember me. Oh, do Yah, oh do Yah. Yah, remember me.
Yah remember me.
Do Yah, oh do Yah. Yah, remember me. Oh, way beyond the shore.
The oracles of the UCI, 1 Peter chapter 4, verses 7 through 11. But the end of all things is at hand. Be you therefore sober and watch unto prayer. And above all things have fervent love among yourselves. For love shall cover the multitude of sins. Use hospitality one to another without grudging. As every man has received the gift, even so minister the same one to another as good stewards of the manifold grace of Elohim. If any man speak, let him speak as the oracles of Elohim. If any man minister, let him do it as of the ability which Elohim gives, that Elohim in all things may be glorified through Yahshua the Mashiach, to whom be praise and dominion forever and ever. Amen. Ephesians chapter 4, verses 29 through chapter 5 and verse 4. Let no corrupt communication proceed out of your mouth, but that which is good to the use of edifying, that it may minister grace unto the hearers. And grieve not the Holy Spirit of Elohim, whereby you are sealed until the day of redemption. That all bitterness and wrath and anger and clamor and evil speaking be put away from you with all malice. And be you kind one to another, tender-hearted, forgiving one another, even as Elohim for Yahshua's sake has forgiven you. Be you therefore followers of Elohim, as their children, and walk in love, as the Mashiach also have loved us, and has given himself for us an offering and sacrifice to Elohim for a sweet-smelling savor. But fornication and all uncleanness or covetousness, let it not be once named among you as becomes saints. Neither filthiness, nor foolish talking, nor jesting, which are not convenient, but rather given of thanks. Ecclesiastes chapter 5, verses 1 and 2. Keep your foot when you go to the house of Elohim, and be more ready to hear than to give the sacrifice of fools, for they consider not that they do evil. Be not rash with your mouth, and let not your heart be hasty to utter anything before Elohim. For Elohim is in heaven, and you up on earth. Therefore, let your words be few. Exodus chapter 23, verses 20 and 21. Behold, I send an angel before you, to keep you in the way, and to bring you into the place which I have prepared. Beware of him, and obey his voice. Provoke him not, for he will not pardon your transgressions, for my name is in him. Revelations chapter 3, verses 20 through 22. Behold, I stand at the door and knock. If any man hear my voice and open the door, I will come in to him and will sup with him, and he with me. To him that overcomes will I grant to sit with me in my throne, even as I have also overcame and am sat down with my Father in his throne. He that has an ear, let him hear what the Spirit says unto the churches.
All right, Shabbat Shalom,
Shabbat Shalom.
which is peace on Yahweh's holy Sabbath day. Welcome to another holy convocation that Yahweh has enjoined unto us here in this body of Yahshua. Now, I want to read something to begin today's sermon. It is in Matthew chapter 16, verses 1 through 3. It says, the Pharisees also with the Sadducees came tempting, desiring him that he would show them a sign from heaven. He answered and said unto them, when it is evening, you say it will be fair weather, for the sky is red. And in the morning it will be foul weather today, for the sky is red and lowering. O you hypocrites, you can discern the face of the sky, but can you not discern the signs of the times? We have to ask ourselves, what are we looking at? There are a lot of things taking place in the earth, but because we reside in the daughter of Babylon, we are being shielded from a lot of it. And because we have been shielded, we are still in our own world. We're in our own private place. We are completely shielded from the trauma that a lot of the earth is going through. But we must understand that that will not last. Eventually, the trauma that the rest of the world is going through shall come here. And great trauma for the daughter of Babylon must suffer for all the things that she has done unto the world. So this is that part where peace can become the weapon that is used against you, where you begin to be so complacent because none of those trials and tribulations have come to you, so your focus is on something else. We're marrying, giving into marriage. We're purchasing houses. We're going right on about our normal lives as if the entire world is not changing right in front of us. So the question was asked by Yeshua. You mean to tell me you can look at the sky and tell what the weather gonna be, but you can't look around you and understand the times that you are living in? This is why we have to go into some things, because these objects have been given unto us to deter us from noticing the signs. You know, if you're constantly like this, you know what you don't notice? All the other stuff that's going on around you. There's destruction here, there's destruction there, there's destruction there. Now, but in your mind, you have peace. Why? Because ignorance is bliss. You are completely ignorant unto the dangers there, and there. It doesn't mean they're not there. It means that you are focused somewhere else. So anything that the Father gives you to prepare for destruction, you don't think you need it. Because you are in peace in your own world. All right, let's begin today's sermon in Joel chapter 1. Joel chapter 1, and we're going to read verses 1 through 12.
Verse 1. The word of Yahweh that came to Joel, the son of Pethuel. Hear this, you old men, and give ear, all you inhabitants of the land. Has this been in your days, or even in the days of your fathers? Tell you your children of it, and let your children tell their children, and their children another generation. That which the palmer worm has left has the locust eaten, and that which the locust has left has the cankerworm eaten, and that which the cankerworm has left has the caterpillar eaten. Awake, you drunkards, and weep, and howl, all you drinkers of wine, because of the new wine, for it is cut off from your mouth. For a nation is come up upon my land, strong and without number, whose teeth are the teeth of a lion, and he has the cheek teeth of a great lion.
Now, you have to understand what's going on. When it says, awake you drunkards, and weep and howl, all you drinkers of wine, and then drinkers of new wine. That's doctrine. See, we were given this new gospel. We were given this new understanding. And we're always after this new understanding because it seems interesting. He said, no, I want you to walk in the same old understanding that I gave you. I don't need you to drink any new wine and come up with a new doctrine. The old way I gave you was perfect. But we have been introduced to new wine, new doctrine. Go ahead.
Verse 7. He has laid my vine waste and barked my fig tree. He has made it clean bare and cast it away. The branches thereof are made white. Lament like a virgin girded with sackcloth for the husband of her youth. The meat offering and the drink offering is cut off from the house of Yah. The priests, Yahweh's ministers, mourn. The field is wasted. The land mourns, for the corn is wasted. The new wine is dried up. The oil languisheth. Be you ashamed, O you husbandmen. Howl, O you vine dressers, for the wheat and for the barley, because the harvest of the field is perished. The vine is dried up, and the fig tree languisheth. The pomegranate tree, the palm tree also, and the apple tree, even all the trees of the field, are withered, because joy is withered away from the sons of men.
Now, if you're not explained a few things, then you're focusing on the destruction of fruit, the destruction of vegetation. Understand, his vineyard is Israel. His pleasant plant is Judah. All right, let's go back to verse 4. That which the palmer worm hath left, have the locusts eaten. That which the locusts have left, have the cankerworm eaten. That which the cankerworm have left, have the caterpillar eaten. Now remember now, his vineyard is Israel. His pleasant plant is Judah. Who are these insects? These 4 kinds of insects here described, which devastated the country, were also symbols of the 4 world empires: Babylon, Medo-Persia, Greece, and Rome, which were to lay waste to the Holy Land. These are the same empires mentioned in Daniel chapter 2 that would wreak havoc upon the earth and afflict the Holy Land. All of these empires received their power during the times of the Gentiles. So unless you are confused, the time of the Gentiles is what we are living in right now. And understand, this writing here dates back to 800 BC. As these insects are described that will come against Israel, these are all nations that don't exist yet. He is prophesying that will come up on the Holy Land and tread it down. These are the very nations that we can go and look in our history books and find where they have all came and wreaked havoc upon this earth. So it is imperative that we understand something. So while we go here about these insects, see, Yahweh uses things that his people can understand. These people, as being husbandmen, which are farmers, they understand that the devastation that an insect can cause on their crop. So he gives them these things in a way that makes sense unto them. It doesn't make sense unto us now because we don't farm no more. We see a bug and we faint in our own house. All of a sudden we're skittish about bugs. Anybody who farms does not take off running every time they see a bug. It lets you know how privileged we have become, that we run at the sight of an insect. Well, that being said, brother, I want you to read this article that was in Al Jazeera. It is Gaza's second front, the battle against disease-carrying rats. Now we run at an insect. Go ahead.
Gaza City, Gaza Strip. Beside a mountain of destroyed rubble, Sama al-Dabla lives in a makeshift tent with her children, gripped by a fear that did not exist in their lives before the war, the rats that now invade their shelter. Sama always keeps her children, 3-year-old Mayasin and 4-year-old Assad, in sight, and spends most of her day cleaning in a desperate attempt to discourage the rats, but to no avail. A week ago, she was woken up in the middle of the night by Mayasin screaming, "Thief, thief!" At first, Sama did not understand what was happening, but when she picked up her daughter, she noticed blood on her hand. Her father turned on a flashlight, and we saw the rat running inside the tent. It was very large, like a rabbit.
It was very large, like a rabbit. Now, we scream at the sight of an insect. But in other places of the world, right now as we speak, they have rabbit-sized rats that they are fighting with. And we have a problem when the Wi-Fi go out. Go ahead.
The parents realized the animal had attacked Mayacine and bitten her hand, causing visible bleeding on her body and staining her mattress with blood. The local medical clinic was unable to treat Mayacine, who was instead taken to central Gaza City's Al-Shifa hospital. Despite receiving treatment, the child continues to be terrified by what happened.
Okay, this child has PTSD. Now, every time this child get ready to go to sleep, she's having nightmares about a rabbit-sized rat biting her. Go ahead.
She has become very afraid, Sema says. Every night she wants to sleep in my arms. She wakes up terrified, afraid of hearing the sounds of rats near us. Sema herself struggles to sleep, fearing a repeat of the incident. Sema adds that she believes the rats have become more aggressive because they have become used to eating human bodies under the rubble.
Pause. First of all, for those who are on the internet, if you do not have a copy of the trivia questions that we have for today, please send a request for it to theuci.org at gmail.com for those trivia questions that we will do maybe roughly around 5 o'clock after we eat. It says they have become more aggressive because they have become used to eating human bodies under the rubble. Understand something. Whenever an animal bites a human, they normally have to put that animal down. Why? Because it tastes the blood of humans, and now it then desires the blood of a human. It has now changed where you sit on the food chain. It has tasted blood. You have to understand, if it's eating any other animals, it is tasting something that ate grass and bugs. You know them Twinkies you just got to eat and make your blood delicious. Now once it tastes that ooey gooey filling that you done swallowed, and it bite in, it say, oh my goodness, this is what I want to eat from now on. This is delicious. What did this thing eat? Now it don't want its little insects no more. It want you. Okay. And they have hills and mountains of these things multiplying. Yet, we'll say, you know, I feel under the weather. I feel inconvenienced today. I don't think I'll deal with Yahweh today. Right. You're going to earn your key to the kingdom. Believe that. You going to do that, or you going to stand on the outside looking at everybody else go in? This is the stuff that other people are going through. Go ahead, priest.
More than 72,000 Palestinians have been killed in Israel's war in Gaza.
Now, so we're talking about buildings have fallen on top of bodies that they can't get to, but the rats can get to them. Now imagine somebody not completely dead, but they're trapped in the rubble. And as they're trapped there, the rat starts gnawing on them while they are alive. And you still arguing about your Wi-Fi not working. Go ahead.
The problem is, any food she does get for her family can attract more rats. Many times...
So you're hungry, right? And you want to get food. But the more food you get, the more rats show up. Okay. Go ahead.
Many times I brought food from the community kitchen, covered it, and then returned after a short time to find rat droppings on it.
A short time. Soon as you walk away, soon as you turn your head, See, some of y'all have never experienced that. See, when I was very little, I experienced that. You get ready to have your cornflakes and you excited. And you pour your cornflakes into that bowl and you say to yourself, I don't remember no dog parts in the cornflakes. What is that? Oh, man. All the cornflakes got to go out. You can't eat nothing else in that. That whole thing is ruined. Some of y'all have never experienced that a day in your lives. And then your parents went out of the way to make sure you didn't experience it. You know what we get? Entitled. That's all we get. Go ahead, Brick.
Seamus says, I had to throw it all away. They always ruin our flour bags. They also destroy clothes, personal belongings, and even tents.
Oh, no, they didn't eat through my jersey, did they? Okay, go ahead.
Rats ate our clothes and bags, the edges of our tent, everything, she adds. Despite her continuous efforts to keep things clean, Seamus says the rats keep coming. She stresses that the problem is general and not limited to her tent. She also adds that individual attempts by people around her to clear rubble sometimes lead to more rodents spreading into the surrounding areas.
So when you clean it, more rats move in. Go ahead.
Everyone around me is suffering. Neighbors, relatives, everyone is complaining because of the rats. Every time they clean a place, the rats come to us. The issue needs organized. Dr. Ayman Abu Rahma, Director of Preventive Medicine at the Ministry of Health, describes Gaza as a health hazard environment. It has led to an unprecedented spread of rodents. He attributes this to three main reasons. Accumulated waste, destruction of sewage infrastructure, and the presence of rubble and decomposing bodies beneath it.
Wait a minute. So this health hazard that has led to this unprecedented spread of rodents, he attributes to these three main reasons: accumulated waste, destruction of sewage infrastructure, and the presence of rubble and decomposing bodies under it. They can't get to the bodies to even bury them. But the rats can. So now when Yeshua says to the Pharisees, the Sadducees, the scribes, and he says, you hypocrites, you cannot discern the signs of the times. What signs are we being encouraged to miss? Go ahead.
Abu Rahma explains that there has been a steady increase in emergency and primary care cases as a result of bites, especially among children and the elderly. Diabetic patients are particularly vulnerable as they may not feel bites, leading to severe complications.
All right, now, keep reading.
Basel al-Danan was already suffering from multiple diseases before a sudden rat bite added to his pain. The 47-year-old says he was returning from a dialysis session at hospital when he fell asleep exhausted. He later woke up feeling a slight sting in his foot. His wife noticed a rat inside their tent, turned on an electrical torch, and told him that his foot was bleeding heavily. I looked at my foot, and the mattress and mat were full of blood. Then my wife turned and saw the rat and chased it away. That's when I realized the rat had bitten my foot. Basel tells Al Jazeera while sitting in his wheelchair inside his tent. Because of my illness, I have gradually lost sensation in my limbs, which is why I did not feel the rat bite.
So then, the rat may have been way more times than one. Because of his illness, he's not feeling it. So you have these things that have learned to desire human flesh. And it's all around them. Go ahead.
He adds, Basel, who suffers from kidney failure, diabetes, and severe eyesight problems, that have left him barely able to see was immediately transferred to hospital where he was treated. It is known that wounds in diabetic patients heal with difficulty and may worsen. He says, doctors took samples from my heel and toes to check for infection, and unfortunately, surgery was scheduled within 2 days because of the wound.
All right. Let's go to Daniel, chapter 7. Now, here's that part where there are things going on in the world, and we're praying to Yahweh about our problem.
Oh, Yahweh, I just feel so bad. I got to get up early. I got to count all this money. Oh, Yahweh, have mercy on me. It's just so much money.
Huh.
I'm so confused, Yahweh. I get up in the morning, I go out, and I said, I don't know which car to drive. There's so many cars out here. You know what? I just ride my motorcycle.
Right. Well, somebody else had to figure out if they're going to go through the night without a rat biting at their body. And we want Yahweh to feel sorry for us. we actually want him to feel sorry for us. Daniel chapter 7, let's start at verse 1.
In the first year of Belshazzar, king of Babylon, Daniel had a dream and visions of his head upon his bed. Then he wrote the dream and told the sum of the matters. Daniel spake and said, I saw in my vision by night, and behold, the four winds of the heavens strove upon the great sea. And four great beasts came up from the sea, diverse one from another.
Now understand, we're getting into a different way of listing the same things that Yoel talked about. He called them these insects that would come and eat the vineyard. Go ahead.
The first was like a lion, and had eagle's wings. I beheld till the wings thereof were plucked, and it was lifted up from the earth, and made stand up on the feet as a man, and a man's heart was given to it. And behold, another beast, a second like to a bear, and it raised up itself on one side, and it had 3 ribs in the mouth of it between the teeth of it. And they said thus unto it, Arise, devour much flesh. After this I beheld, and lo, another, like a leopard, which had upon the back of it 4 wings of a fowl. The beast had also 4 heads, and dominion was given to it. After this I saw in the night visions, and behold, a 4th beast, dreadful and terrible, and strong exceedingly, and it had great iron teeth. It devoured and brake in pieces, and stamped the residue with the feet of it, and it was diverse from all the beasts that were before it, and it had 10 horns. I considered the horns, and behold, there came up among them another little horn, before whom there were 3 of the first horns plucked up by the roots. And behold, in this horn were eyes like the eyes of a man, and a mouth speaking great things. I beheld till the thrones were cast down, and the ancients of days did sit, whose garment was white as snow, and the hair of his head like the pure wool. His throne was like the fiery flame, and his wheels as burning fire. A fire stream issued and came forth from before him.
All right, where you at?
Verse 10.
All right, go. All right, keep going.
Thousands ministered unto him, and 10,000 times 10,000 stood before him. The judgment was set, and the books were opened. I beheld then because of the voice of the great words which the horn spake. I beheld even till the beast was slain, and his body destroyed, and given to the burning flame. As concerning the rest of the beasts, they had their dominion taken away, yet their lives were prolonged for a season and time.
All right, so the lion represents Babylon, the bear represents Medo-Persia, the Medes are Russia, and the Persians are Iran today. So understand that same connection that existed between the Russians and the Persians, or the Russians and the Iranians, still exists. That is the reason why this little country the size of New Jersey that wanted to start a fight with Iran knew that they had to get somebody else in the fight because they know they couldn't handle that fight. The leopard represents Greece under Alexander the Great, and the fourth beast, which with great iron teeth, represents Rome. The 10 horns are the 10 kings, and these represent the great European kingdoms which have succeeded to the heritage of the Roman Empire. The Ancient of Days shall come, and the King of Kings shall sit upon his throne. At this time, since we're having to understand what part in time we're dealing with, at this time, vindication shall be given to the true saints of the Most High. That is after the time of the Gentiles. The time of the Gentiles are this time right now that we are living in. So currently, there should not be an organized state of Israel because Israel is not vindicated until the end of Gentile rule. We must understand and put a timestamp on a few of these things so that we can understand what it is that we are reading. Keep going, bro.
I saw in the night visions, and behold, one like the Son of Man came with the clouds of heaven, and came to the Ancient of Days, and they brought him near before him. And there was given him dominion and glory and a kingdom, that all people, nations, and languages should serve him. His dominion is an everlasting dominion which shall not pass away, and his kingdom that which shall not be destroyed.
All right, question. If something is ruling during the time of the Gentiles, what must it be?
Gentile.
A Gentile. In the beginning, when everybody goes and talk about, you'll have these people who seem deep. They said, we was once kings and queens. They're talking about the time of Ham's rule, African rule. And when Africans were in charge, Egypt, Ethiopia, all their people shared in their rulership. When Gentiles rule, other Gentiles share in their rulership. This is why it is a slick twist to call someone anti-Semitic if they're not actually Semitic. If you're ruling during the time of the Gentiles, you are a Gentile. Africans ain't in charge of that. They got the most resources on the planet. They mine the resources in Africa, take all the increase out of it. The Africans are not allowed to process anything. They are a spot for rare minerals and resources. They will not allow the Africans to manufacture anything because they will not allow them to benefit from what comes out of their land. Only time you can do that is when you are in control. When somebody can come and get the stuff out of your house and it is very valuable, but you only get to provide them the resources but never benefit from the resources, you are not in control of that house. That house is not yours. They just allow you to live there. Go ahead.
Verse 15. I, Daniel, was grieved in my spirit in the midst of my body, and the visions of my head troubled me. I came near unto one of them that stood by, and asked him the truth of all this. So he told me, and made me know the interpretation of the things. These great beasts, which are four kings, which shall arise out of the earth. But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom, and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever.
So the saints of the Most High gonna come before the gates, and they gonna sing Kumbaya, and they gonna get the kingdom. Right? That what you read?
No, sir.
Okay, so the saints of the Most High gonna recruit another country to come fight for them and take the kingdom through the other country. That what you read?
No, sir.
Okay, that ain't what I read either. Go ahead.
Then I would know the truth of the fourth beast, which was diverse from all others, exceeding dreadful.
Now, he want to know the truth about this fourth beast because he knows, all right, now comes the true judgment of the whole Babylonian system and the redemption of my people. I mean, how much you need to know about Medo-Persia? We ain't finna get freed at that time. How much you need to know about Greece? We ain't finna get freed at that time. Now he said, wait a minute, this broken down Roman Empire. Now see, this is something I need to understand. Why? Because this is where our redemption comes through. See, this is that part that you have to explain to people when you know they're in school and they miss, you know, assignments. Like, whoa. You need to pay attention to the weight of the assignment that you're missing. This assignment takes accounts for 10% of your grade. You don't spend 90% of your time on something that only carries 10% of your grade. This over here will encompass 65% of your grade. This is where your time needs to be spent. You don't spend 90% of your time on something that only counts 10%. Understand what counts and what matters. And it ain't about what you think, feel, and believe. You got to go look at the syllabus. It ain't about what you feel, look like it is important. What does the book say is important? That's where you need to spend your time and energy. Go ahead.
Whose teeth were of iron, and his nails of brass, which devoured, brake in pieces, and stamped the residue with his feet. And of the 10 horns that were in his head, and of the other which came up, and before whom 3 fell, even of that horn that had eyes, and a mouth that spake great things, whose look was more stout than his fellows, I beheld, and the same horn made war with the saints.
Wait a minute. Now, throughout this broken down Roman kingdom, there's going to be war made against the saints. Wait a minute. This broken down kingdom ain't going to help the saints establish a kingdom in Israel. They going to break down the true kingdom of Israel. See, if we're going to understand some things, we need to understand that, wait a minute, the things that we see on the news ain't supposed to be. Go ahead.
And prevailed against them, until the Ancients of Days came and judgment was given to the saints of the Most High.
Why do you think they hate the Messiah? Why do you think you're seeing more and more boldness from the Holy Land against the Messiah? The Messiah is coming to redeem you. He's not coming to redeem a faction of the Gentiles who have pretended to be you. They have no joy in his return. Go ahead.
And the time came that the saints possessed the kingdom. Thus he said, the fourth beast shall be the fourth kingdom upon earth, which shall be diverse from all kingdoms, and shall devour the whole earth, and shall tread it down and break it in pieces.
All right, take a look. Here it is. The commodity of the world has to be purchased in the same currency that we have in our pocket right now. Yet the oil is not produced here. The whole earth is affected by its policy. Go ahead.
And the 10 horns out of this kingdom are 10 kings that shall arise, and another shall rise after them. And he shall be diverse from the first, and he shall subdue 3 kings. He shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High.
Shall wear out the saints of the Most High. He's not coming to help the saints of the Most High. Yet people have been made to sign agreements of allegiance to a foreign entity. And it's by law. They're passing laws. Go ahead.
And think to change times and laws. And they shall be given into his hand until a time and times and dividing of time. But the judgment shall sit, and they shall take away his dominion, to consume and to destroy it unto the end. And the kingdom and dominion and the greatness of the kingdom under the whole heaven shall be given to the people of the saints of the Most High, whose kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and all dominions shall serve and obey him. Hitherto is the end of the matter. As for me, Daniel, my cogitations much troubled me, and my countenance changed in me, but I kept the matter in my heart.
Right. He was given something that was greatly distressing. Imagine being given these prophecies of a long time struggle that your people are going to endure. See, we imagine if we are chosen of Yahweh, then he has given us the most peaceful life ever. You know how heavy this is? That no matter what you do, you ain't being freed in your time. Go ahead and prepare these people for a long haul. Let's go to Yoel chapter 2. Yoel chapter 2, and let's start at verse 28.
And it shall come to pass afterward that I'll pour out my spirit upon all flesh, and your sons and your daughters shall prophesy. Your old men shall dream dreams, your young men shall see visions.
Now, part of this within the near part of prophecy, this is what they talk about in Acts when they were able to speak in tongues. When they were able to speak in different languages, because all of those people had gathered from other places, and then there was a need. That need was all of these people who believed needed a way to communicate. They were then given those tongues that they could speak and be heard in whatever language the other person spoke. See, the Spirit don't just show up because you want it to. There is a need, and then there's an outpouring of the Spirit. Go ahead.
And also upon the servants and upon the handmaids in those days will I pour out my spirit. And I'll show wonders in the heavens and in the earth, blood and fire and pillars of smoke. The sun shall be turned into darkness and the moon into blood before the great and terrible day of Yah comes.
Right. As we keep having blood moons and eclipses and things of that nature, he says, all right, I'm going to show you some great signs. But you know, you have to put your phone down and look up to see that. Unless somebody send you a text of it. Other than that, you don't even know what happened. Go ahead.
And it shall come to pass that whosoever shall call on the name of Yah shall be delivered. For in Mount Zion and in Jerusalem shall be deliverance, as Yahweh has said, and in the remnant whom Yahweh shall call.
Right. It says, and it shall come to pass that whosoever shall call on the name of Yahweh shall be delivered. How do you call? Do you call with your mouth? Or do you call with your spirit and existence? A whole lot of people got a whole lot of nice things to say about Yahweh. Years back, I remember that on Sunday morning, you could never hear the name of Yahweh. All of a sudden, now you hear the name of Yahweh every Sunday morning. Now, do you call on him because you say some nice things, because you have some nice quotes? How do you call? Go ahead.
For, behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Yehuda and Jerusalem.
Wait a minute. All right. So now we're connecting this time again. All right. So in those days and in that time. So we got to figure out what time is this discussing, because then he's going to bring again, excuse me, which means cause to cease the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem. See, our problem is we don't know we captives. See, this don't make no sense. You know what I'm saying? She's like, well, who's captive? Who's captive? So you got the captive looking around. Hey, anybody seen the captive? Anybody, you seen the captive? You seen the captive? You seen the captive? We don't know that we're captive. So they gave us the illusion that they freed us from slavery. Meanwhile, creating a backdoor slave system that they call the prison system. To add to that, we were never returned from where we were taken from. We are the only captives in sight. Yet we look around and say, I don't see no captives. Boss, is we thirsty? Boss, is we tired? How about hungry? Is we hungry, boss? Right. I don't see no captives. Pray.
You know, Elder, even though we might not think that way, what you just did was volumes, because when you go into their establishment, who protects the boss's stuff more than us?
Nobody. You know they go and hire us? Even the biggest stars. Who they want? A big black knuckle. He gonna run out and throw his life for Miss Sarah.
Oh, Pookie, save me from these untoward Negroes.
I tell you, Miss Sarah, nobody gonna hurt for you. I give my life for you. Oh, look out. Who doing all the protecting? It's us. Okay. Go out into some of these famous places. Look back in the back. Who doing that cooking? Them folks know who the best servants are, and that stuff that they learn from us. Go ahead.
I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat.
Wait a minute. Go ahead.
And will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage, Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land.
So understand what this great valley in Jehoshaphat is all about. It is all about you. It is all about what they have done to the true children of Israel. That's what the battle is about. People talk about Armageddon. They talk about all of these things, but they don't really know what it's about. It is about you. You're still trying to figure out, but where the captives at? Right. Go ahead, preach.
Now, the heading of this is the restoration of Israel, right?
Uh-huh.
But we got people already said in the land that say they restoring the land. But I don't recall this ever happened.
Right. See, this is why you have to understand time to understand where you fit in the scenario. Because if these things hadn't happened, there should not be an established state of Israel. This is still taking place here during, even one of the sub headings says judgment of the Gentiles nations after Armageddon. So how do we have a kingdom yet they have not been Armageddon? See, if you understand where everything sits in time, then you understand that this cannot be. But if you have been taught to praise, dance, and shout and dance when you hear the so-called Holy Ghost music, I don't know what you're doing, but I can tell you what you ain't doing. You're not putting these things in perspective according to what is happening in the world. You're just told to blindly follow whoever they put the stamp on of who is Israel. So all they have to do is tell you that person is Israel. And then you put all your blind faith in that person or that group of people without examining what the book says. Because you spend most of your time shouting, dancing, and entertaining. Go ahead.
And they have cast lots for my people, and have given a boy for an harlot, and sold a girl for wine, that they might drink.
Wait a minute. And this is the one thing that Yahweh has to come and save his people from what has happened to them. With all the atrocities that we hear that have so-called happened to other individuals, you know they don't present this as one of their problems, right? They'll tell you to remember a traumatic event, but I tell you what, the traumatic event ain't being sold for wine. Yet we can go and watch movies and look at things, the book of the Negroes, and read where they sold us for cognac. And we can't figure out why we like cognac so much. We were sold for it. But they don't want you to make that connection. Go ahead.
Yea, and what have you to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon, and all the coast of Palestine? Will you render me a recompense? And if you recompense me, swiftly and speedily will I return your recompense upon your own head, because you have taken my silver and my gold, and have carried into your temples my goodly pleasant things. The children also of Yehuda and the children of Jerusalem have you sold on to the Grecians, that you might remove them far from their border.
Okay, so then we have some things taking place right there. So these children of Israel were sold unto the Greeks. Wait a minute. So the children of Israel were sold to the Grecians. The Grecians ruled in the time of the Gentiles before the Romans. So wait a minute. Anybody that tells you that they was a slave in Egypt, we got a problem. Because according to the prophecy, according to the biblical timeline, the children would be sold to the Grecians. The Grecians are within the time of the Gentiles in that part right before the Roman rulership. We have a problem in time, ladies and gentlemen. We have a problem. Right. Go ahead.
Behold, I'll raise them out of the place whither you have sold them, and will return your recompense upon your own head. And I'll sell your sons and your daughters into the hand of the children of Yehuda, and they shall sell them to the Sabaeans, to a people far off, for Yahweh has spoken it. Proclaim you this among the Gentiles. Prepare war, wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords, and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Assemble yourselves, and come, all you heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause your mighty ones to come down, O Yahweh. Let the heathen be wakened, and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, for there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about.
Wait a minute. All the heathen has to be judged for parting his land. All these nations took a part in dealing with the true children of Israel. So they all have to be invited. You think he's going and he's going to invite all the nations. And he's got to have this epic battle. And it's funny because they call their thing epic fury. Okay, so he's got to have this epic battle to deal with everybody who has harmed you. And you think you get to produce a half effort and get to be a part of this? He gonna go all over the earth and get every last individual. But you can just throw in your leftover $25, your leftover time, your leftover effort, and you think he gonna get and accept that? That's what you think? If you leave now, you can go ahead and get rest and be at Creflo's in the morning. You can go ahead and get your rest. You might as well go ahead and have yourself some fun. Ain't no need of half doing this and still getting thrown in the lake of fire. Go over there, have a good time. At least you will earn your lake of fire. Go ahead, Brent.
Put you in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come, get you down, for the press is full, the fats overflow, for their wickedness is great. Multitudes, multitudes in the valley of decision. For the day of Yah is near in the valley of decision. The sun and the moon shall be darkened, and the stars shall withdraw their shining.
Wait a minute, you start hearing prophets saying the same things. See, Yahweh knows his people. He knows what we ain't going to believe one. So Yahweh said, look, let everything be established with 2 or more witnesses. Yahweh abide by his own rule. It ain't his fault you don't read the book to figure out that he made at least 2 or more witnesses with each one. Go ahead.
Yahweh also shall roar out of Zion, and utter his voice from Jerusalem, and the heavens and the earth shall shake, that Yahweh will be the hope of his people, and the strength of the children of Israel. So shall you know that I am Yahweh Yireh, dwelling in Zion, my holy mountain. Then shall Jerusalem be holy, and there shall no stranger pass through her anymore.
Wait a minute. Then shall Jerusalem be holy when you get those strangers out. So right now, you got a stranger trying to evict a stranger. You still ain't going to be holy. My book said, then shall Jerusalem be holy. And folks spend money saying, we're going to the Holy Land. Oh, yeah? That's where you're going? Say you are? My book said it ain't holy. Not yet. Go ahead.
And it shall come to pass in that day that the mountains shall drop down new wine, and the hills shall flow with milk, and all the rivers of Yehudah shall flow with waters, and a fountain shall come forth of the house of Yah, and shall water the valley of Shittim. Egypt shall be a desolation, and Edom shall be a desolate wilderness, for the violence against the children of Yehudah, because they have shed innocent blood in their land.
Wait a minute. Egypt shall be a desolation, Edom shall be a desolate wilderness, for the violence against the children of Yehudah. Yahweh is setting the score right. Regardless as to what people pretend, regardless to how the public showing that people give, Yahweh is going to prove to the world that he loves Israel. Go ahead.
But Yehudah shall dwell forever, and Jerusalem from generation to generation. For I'll cleanse their blood that I have not cleansed, for Yahweh dwells in Zion.
All right, let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 28. Because as we discuss the freeing of the children of Israel, and we know that this then takes place at the end of this fourth empire, this fragmented Roman Empire. Let's read about the beginning, the prophecy concerning the beginning of this captivity that the true children of Israel would have. You know, the one thing about dealing with time is we're dealing with, at this point, numbers. And as they say, numbers don't lie. So people can take what they think, feel, and believe. But when you take those feelings and those beliefs and put them up against time, now we're going to have an issue if your feeling and your belief does not match the time that it's supposed to exist within. Deuteronomy chapter 28, and let's read verse 15.
But it shall come to pass, if you will not hearken unto the voice of Yahweh your Elohim, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command you this day, that all these curses shall come upon you and overtake you.
Right. So anytime we're not keeping all of the commandments, we are now introducing curses unto our lives. You know, I was watching a video and it was interesting. A brother was arguing about this bonfire in the middle of the street in New York. And they're just, people are coming, throwing things in, making the fire bigger and bigger. It was a certain community. The brother says, what is this that there's a fire in the middle of the road? They said, oh, we're doing this for Passover. Now, we just went through Passover. Any of y'all remember a bonfire?
Nope.
Anybody remember reading about a bonfire connected to Passover?
Nope.
Right. So what exactly is being observed? Right. But we let everybody question us and we even question ourselves. Go ahead, praise. Jump to verse 26.
And your carcass shall be meat unto all fowls of the air and unto the beasts of the earth, and no man shall fray them away.
Right. This is what happened when they put us and hung us on those trees, left us there for the animals to pluck at us. Wait a minute. Yahweh is describing your atrocities, the things that will happen unto you for not keeping all of his commandments. Sometimes it is very important to read what he says will happen unto you. It is also very important to understand what ain't in there. Because if the biggest and most horrific event to you that happened to your people is not in this book, then you're not his people. He can't miss the biggest thing that happened to you. So anybody who claims an event, and it was the biggest, most horrific event in their history, I am so sorry. The problem is, if Yahweh didn't mention it, then you're not the children of Israel. Yahweh says, I tell the end before the beginning. Is this not the beginning? Is this not, let's examine this little wrinkle in time here. This is the beginning of the children of Israel coming out of Egypt. They have already endured slavery. When they get this promise of slavery, of curses, if they don't follow the commandment, this is happening after that. So you cannot claim, understand this time frame. Anybody who claims to be slaves but can only provide a so-called slavery in Egypt is not the people of this book. Simple. Understand that much about time. Everything that is coming here about their slavery is happened after they are released from slavery. This is not talking about Egypt. This is why it says in Egypt again. Go ahead,
You know, Eldon, it's sad that there's always been a fight against us. I guess to not be able to correlate what's in this book as far as telling our truth, while other people can always talk about their atrocities.
Always.
Because I don't know if you looked at what Billie Holiday suffered because of a song that she wrote.
Yep.
Right down to her dying bed, they would not let this woman get no ease in medication.
Yep. And why were they so angry about somebody saying the strange fruit that hang from trees? Why was that a problem? We don't see that the opposite is happening now, or really the same. All of our conscious rap was taken away, and we were given murder, death, kill. Now go back and look at all the record executives and see what they look like. Now who you think is giving us constant murder, death, kill? The same people that were angry that she talked about the strange fruit that hung from trees. Why? Because if you keep reading, you're going to run into and figure out that there's a connection for that strange fruit that hung from trees, your people, and what's written in this book. Go ahead.
Your sons and your daughters shall be given unto another people.
Wait a minute. Your sons and daughters. So you got to understand what these bits and pieces are about. Other people say that they debunk Deuteronomy 28. Okay, if your sons and daughters were given unto another people, when you listen to the claim of what allows somebody to be a person of the Holy Land, then there are people who maintain the language, they maintain the culture, and they can present certain things that they have always been connected to the land. Wait a minute. If this is given before time, it was already saying that they weren't going to have connection to the land. Thus, anybody who claims to have ancient connection to the land without disturbance cannot be the people of this book. Understand this, where this sits in time. If you do not have a disturbance in your culture, this book ain't talking about you. Go ahead, preach.
You know, verse 32, right? Like you said, everybody wants to debunk this. But you take verse 32 and you jump back to Joel that we just read. That is after that captivity.
Isn't that interesting? We're talking about sons of Grecians. What? We're in the third kingdom. Wait a minute. You mean to tell me we don't have a history to go back to Alexander the Great? You mean to tell me that you can't pull up your social studies book and look up Alexander the Great? Are you kidding me? That's what you're trying to tell me? So we ought to be able to find your captivity real easy. Go ahead.
And your eyes shall look and fill with longing for them all the day long, and there shall be no might in your hand.
Jump to verse 36.
Yahweh shall bring you and your king which you shall set over you onto a nation which neither you nor your fathers have known.
So that whole forever connection to the land is destroyed again. Because he's going to take you far enough away from the land that you won't have any connection to it. And he's going to spread you out enough that you won't get to conquer where he sends you. Go ahead.
And there you shall serve other gods, wood and stone.
We know the wood is the cross. We know the stone is Islam. So we know that the true children of Israel will begin worshiping the wood, which is the cross. The stone is Islam. Their holiest site is the dome of the rock that so-called fell from heaven. Here we go. Wood and stone. This is where the majority of our people are. You do understand that is a part of the curse, though, right? This is where things get confusing. Part of the curse is you worshiping the wood of the cross and the stone of Islam. To break the curse, we have to come out of that. But y'all know we got a real problem with coming all the way out of something. Because we still want to keep our connections. You know. We still got people in captivity. We still got people in that mental slavery. And we still want to hang out with them. We still want to kick sit with our mind incarcerated family. So we won't fully bring ourselves out of the prison. We keep one foot in so we can still go back and visit anytime. Go ahead.
And you shall become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations, where the Yahweh shall lead you.
Among all nations where Yahweh shall lead you. Jump to verse 47.
Because you serve not Yahweh your Elohim with joyfulness and with gladness of heart for the abundance of all things.
And this is supposed to be the question that nobody can answer. Why were we made slaves? Keep reading.
Therefore shall you serve your enemies which Yahweh shall send against you, in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon your neck until he have destroyed you.
So, therefore, it says verse 47, because you serve not Yahweh your Elohim with joyfulness and with gladness of heart for the abundance of all things. Wait a minute. If you serve Yahweh grudgingly, this don't apply to you either.
Yeah, I go there, but I mean, you know, I ain't doing all that stuff they be doing and stuff.
Right.
Yahweh shall bring a nation against you from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flies.
As swift as the eagle flies. What is the symbol of Rome?
The eagle.
The eagle. What is the symbol of America?
The eagle.
Oh, did we understand this language? No. Yet, the so-called connection to the land is people say, oh, you have to speak the language. Yahweh specifically said you wasn't going to speak that language. And what do? Spend all our time learning the language. Why? Because that is the whole basis behind the control that they have set up in the Holy Land. They say you don't matter, you're not real if you can't speak that language. And now we bite onto it, and now we've spent all our time trying to learn this language to prove that we matter and exist. Well, your book already told you he was going to scatter you, and you were going to learn the languages of the nations where you were raised. This is the whole reason for the gift of speaking in tongues, because they had been raised in other places. But we have gotten on to this propaganda that told us we need to learn that. And then that's where we end up spending all our time. Go ahead.
A nation whose language you shall not understand.
Right. All right. Let's go to Galatians chapter 3, and I want you to read verse 13 for me.
Yahshua has redeemed us from the curse of the law, being made a curse for us. For it is written, cursed is everyone that hangs on a tree.
Now, here is the reason why they were angry at Billie Holiday. Wait a minute. Now, we can make a connection between whoever hangs on that tree is cursed. Now, we understand that, wait a minute, Christ was cursed? Oh, wait a minute. So there is a curse of Israel? Wait a minute, they're gonna figure this out if they keep having these conscience rappers, these conscience singers. All right, we got to invade the music industry and control what they talk about. We had all kind of conscious music. Now, you can't find conscious music. You got to go look for it. You got to go dig for it. What happened? They realized that you were going to learn about who you were if they didn't stop your people. KRS-One went through the whole Bible in one of his songs, talking about who Jacob was, talking about who Israel was. Back in the days, Dougie Fresh had a Star David talking about shalom. I didn't know what the hell he was talking about. And I was singing the song. Y'all say peace, I say shalom. I didn't know what the hell he was talking about. I'm getting it, but I'm dancing. No, they said, no. If this keep going, understand, man, when was Dougie Fresh? What was this, 89, 90? Do you understand? If they had left us alone in 1989, and we got brothers rapping about the Bible, we got brothers rapping, and this is mainstream, we got brothers talking about shalom in 1989, do you understand where we would be education-wise in 2026? So they had to invade it. Right.
You know, Elder, even with down south, because one of the raunchiest down south groups that everybody knows, Two Live Crew, I keep asking, has anybody ever heard the song they did called Revolution before they became what they became? Like you said, had we continued on that track, the thought process and actions of our people would be different.
Yep. And they made sure that we got off of it. They made it very, very difficult. When NWA first came out, you had to hear it by word of mouth. Your friend had to tell you, your friend. You had to go and listen to it at somebody's house. It never made the radio. Now, 8 o'clock in the morning on the way to school, your kids are popping it and dropping it and they shaking it and they baking it and they killing and they drilling. And this is before they get to school. Why is that? Go ahead, Prince.
Wasn't that music considered underground?
Yes.
Now to find conscious rap,
You got to go underground. You got to go underground to find conscious music. You go to a radio station with conscious music, they're gonna be like, you don't get out of here with that. So I'm listening to your song, I didn't hear nobody die. I didn't hear no promiscuity. I didn't hear you ain't gonna sleep with a whole lot of people in this song. You ain't gonna use no drugs? What is the use of this song? Why did you even put a beat behind this? That's a waste of a beat. Take this beat from him, give it to him, now murder somebody on this. And we'll play it in the morning. Right. Go ahead, brother. I want you to read something. This is coming from this book, Antiquities of the Jews and the Wars of the Jews. I want you to read just a few things from this.
the Hebrews also hid the circumcision of their genitals.
Now, this is some really sad things. Because once the power of the Gentiles come along, they know enough about our book to know what our practices were. So now our people have to aggressively attempt to fit in. Okay, this hurt to read. Go ahead.
That even when they were naked, they might appear to be Greeks. Accordingly, they left off all the customs that belonged to their own country and imitated the practices of the other nations.
So they performed some kind of surgical situation to try to appear as if they were uncircumcised. Why? Because they built a gymnasium in Jerusalem. Now y'all hear gymnasium and you say, yeah, we're going to the gym. You got to understand how Gentiles went to the gym. They went to the gym naked. See, y'all think it's just a thing when you go to the gym and you go back there to the showers and they don't close the little screen. See, the Gentiles don't close the screen. See, we go in there and we start looking. Hey, excuse me, where's the screen? There should be a screen right here. No, the Gentiles don't need no screen because they're not planning on using no screen, because the gym, from the way it was invented, was an open area of completely naked individuals. This is how the original gym was set up. Now, and we think it's all just a coincidence that we go into gymnastics and you find all these molesters. You go into sports and you find all of these sexual issues. Wait a minute. All of it was done naked originally. And we think it's just strange when we go in the locker room. And especially if you go to one of those schools outside of your neighborhood, you're going to learn some things when you go in that gym. When you go in that gym and you be like, hey, wait a minute. You can't just walk up to me like this. And they just have a normal conversation. Hey, did you see that play right there on the 4th down when James, hey, bro, you can't talk to me. Your squirrel is out. All right? We don't have conversations when they have squirrels. You have to put that squirrel up before we engage in conversation. The hell you talking about? Just gonna walk up to me and talk like I don't see this? Man, where we going? Go somewhere.
Now Antiochus, upon the agreeable situation of the affairs of his kingdom, resolved to make an expedition against Egypt, both because he had a desire to gain it and because he contemned the son of Ptolemy as now weak and not yet of abilities to manage affairs of such consequence. So he came with great forces to Pelusium and circumvented Ptolemy Philometor by treachery.
Now, understand now, we can go in all our history books and find every last one of these events. Go ahead.
And seized upon Egypt. He then came to the places about Memphis, and when he had taken them, he made haste to Alexandria.
You know what's funny is that now we can look right in this land and find all of these names right here. All right. So we got Memphis in Tennessee. We got Alexandria right in this same country. And then we look on the back of our dollar and find a pyramid of Egypt. Every last one of the symbols of their destruction is right around us right now. As we get back to the original question, can you not discern the signs of the times? Go ahead.
In hopes of taking it by siege and of subduing Ptolemy, who reigned there.
All right, let's go to Leviticus chapter 26.
Leviticus chapter 26 and verse 38. And you shall perish among the heathen, and the land of your enemies shall eat you up. And they that are left of you shall pine away in their lawlessness. In your enemies' lands, and also in the lawlessness of their fathers shall they pine away with them.
It says in verse 37, and it shall fall one upon another as it were before a sword when one pursueth, and you shall have no power to stand before your enemies. If you have no power to stand before your enemies, you are definitely not in the process of setting up banks and owning coliseums and owning sports teams and things of that nature if you have no power to stand before your enemies. Go ahead.
If they shall confess their lawlessness and the lawlessness of their fathers with their trespass which they trespass against me, and that also they have walked contrary unto me.
This is the hardest thing for us to do, is to confess anything. The biggest part of what happens to us is in the immediate point when somebody says, you have committed this toward me. This is the scariest time of any situation you're going to have dealing with people, because everything after that becomes self-defense. And we spend most of that time, we haven't even heard what the person has actually said. We just go into automatic defense mode. We go into defense mode so much, we didn't even hear what they said. It takes another 2 or 3 days. Now we have turned into something altogether different than what the original issue was. Now we got to deal with the issue plus all the defense trying not to acknowledge the issue. Go ahead.
And that I also have walked contrary unto them, and have brought them into the land of their enemies. If then their uncircumcised hearts be humble, and they then accept of the punishment of their lawlessness, then will I remember my covenant with Jacob, and also my covenant with Esau, and also my covenant with Abraham.
So if you don't do all of those things, he ain't going to remember the covenant. You have to do some things for him to remember the covenant. So then it is in other people's best interest to make sure that you don't do those things. This is why you need to spend all your time watching football all day. This is why you need to spend your time going out to party. This is why you need to spend your time doing other things, so you won't be focused on the things that is going to cause him to remember his covenant. Go ahead.
You know, it's interesting in this confession, right? Yahweh says you first got to confess what you've done to me, and then turn around and confess that what you did to me caused me to do this to you.
No, we don't want to do that.
See, now you just bring up the past.
See, we've been taught not to deal with that. See, we watch this. You know, these things are handed down from our parents. When you go down into Genesis, you know, women have a lot of problems, you know, accepting blame because of what the husband in the Bible did. Hey, bro, he turned state's evidence. Sooner Yahweh came. Did you eat from that tree? It was that woman you gave me. Wait a minute. Now we beating on our chest. We claiming we the head of the house. Soon as Yahweh come, we turn states, evidence, and we told. It was her. Wait a minute, I thought you were supposed to be the man of the house. So now we have brought on this situation where don't nobody want to take blame no more. Because that original blame went straight to Yahweh. It wasn't, well, I think we made a mistake and I shouldn't have let this happen. And I take responsibility, Yahweh, that I allowed my wife to go this way and then I didn't prevent her as the head of the house. Now, what we did was let the blame stay on her. So now forever, we have a situation where she don't ever want to be blamed again. Why? Because we left her sinning out there. This is the same reason that we have real problems within understanding the culture of multiple marriage. What was said to Abraham, she said, my wrong be upon you. Mm-hmm. Why? Because that situation with Hagar, she expected him to deal with it. Mm-hmm. She expected him to deal with it. And what he did was step back. And understand, Yahweh is setting up the same thing with the children of Israel and coming in, the other nations are coming in. He says, I'm married to Judah and I'm married to Israel. Any other thing that comes behind that is going to have to come behind that. So he's telling the nations, oh, you can come and be a part of my house, but you have to stand behind Israel. See, don't let them come in and step before the queen. Israel is the queen. You don't come and step in front of her. See, it's a fool's mind to say, you know what, I'm going to get me some new things and I'm going to make it sit in the front seat and all the old ones going to sit in the back. Nah. You don't understand the process. If it don't get behind the queen, it don't walk. You either going to walk behind Israel or you're not going to walk at all. If you're not going to walk behind the queen, go get in another house. But see, what happened is the other nations hear about all the wrong things that Israel has done. And they think because they have knowledge of what Israel has done in the past that they can come and move Israel's position. No, don't nobody move the queen. I don't give a damn about what she done. I don't give a damn about what you know about what her past. I'm telling you, her foundation is sure. You either get behind her or you get the hell out of the way. You're not going to come into her tree and move her. And Yahweh as the husband ain't going to allow it. That's what he's talking about in Romans. Go ahead, praise where we are.
And I'll remember the land, verse 43. The land also shall be left of them, and shall enjoy her Shabbats, while she lies desolate without them, and they shall accept of the punishment of their lawlessness, because they have despised my judgments, and because their soul abhorred my statutes. And yet for all that, when they be in the land of their enemies, I will not cast them away, neither will I abhor them, to destroy them utterly, and to break my covenant with them. For I am Yahweh, their Elohim.
Right. Let's go to Jeremiah chapter 50.
Jeremiah chapter 50 and verse 1. The word that Yahweh spake against Babylon and against the land of the Chaldeans by Jeremiah the prophet. Declare you among the nations, and publish and set up a standard. Publish and conceal not. Say, Babylon is taken, Bel is confounded. Murdoch is broken in pieces. Her idols are confounded, her images are broken in pieces. For out of the north there comes up a nation against her, which shall make her land desolate, and none shall dwell therein. They shall remove, they shall depart, both man and beast. In those days and in that time, says Yahweh, the children of Israel shall come, they and the children of Yehudah together, going and weeping.
Going and weeping, go ahead.
They shall go and seek Yahweh, their Elohim.
Now, wait a minute. Now, he's dealing, once again, we're dealing with this fall of this great kingdom and the redemption of the children of Israel is connected in the same process of time. This is what sometimes get us when we think that we're just dealing with something spiritual and it's feeling. No. You need to be able to put this in a time frame that fits together so that you understand that this is tangible. This is just not a bunch of I feel, I think, and I believes. That's not what this is. Go ahead.
They shall ask the way to Zion with their faces thitherward.
Why they gonna ask if they already know? Why they gonna ask if they just next door? If they can just walk over? What they gonna ask for? Go ahead.
Saying, come and let us join ourselves to Yahweh in a perpetual covenant that shall not be forgotten. My people have been lost sheep. Their shepherds have caused them to go astray. They have turned them away on the mountains. They have gone from mountain to hill. They have forgotten their resting place. All that found them have devoured them. And their adversaries said, we offend not.
Right. The adversary said, we offend not. All that found us devoured us. What did they do? Use us for our blessing, because the blessing of Yahweh is on you even when you don't know it. So they use you, devour your blessing, and you don't even know you got one. Go ahead.
Because they have sinned against Yahweh, the habitation of justice, even Yahweh, the hope of their fathers. Remove out of the midst of Babylon, and go forth out of the land of the Chaldeans, and be as the he-goats before the flocks. For lo, I will raise and cause to come up against America an assembly of great nations from the north country, and they shall set themselves in array against her. From thence shall she be taken. Their arrows shall be as of a mighty expert man.
Now, understand why he says America at that point of Babylon. Understand, when we go back to 4 and 6, we go back to the 4 beasts of the kingdom. Understand, the last 4th kingdom was the Roman kingdom, which was then, they call it the Holy Roman Empire. Check that out. Wasn't nothing holy about it. But within the fractionized part of that is where this daughter of Babylon, England, has over 50 commonwealths. That's 50 crowns that these Europeans have. They're commonwealths all over the world. Think they are figureheads, like they look like they're in control, but all of their substance goes to Europe. America is the only one that broke free. But she ain't really free, because they then infiltrated her once she did break free. So this is why she is the daughter of Babylon. And she inflicts everything about the earth. But for the mother to get back her original power, she realizes that she must put her daughter down. Go ahead.
None shall return in vain, and Chaldea shall be a spoil. All that spoil her shall be satisfied, says Yah. Because you were glad, because you rejoiced, O you destroyers of mine heritage, because you are grown fat as the heifer at grass, and bellow as bulls.
All right, listen to this verse.
Your mother shall be sore confounded.
Your mother. All right, so which country did she come out of? That would be her mother. Her mother is sore confounded. Her mother is angry at how she operates. Understand, the nations are just a tad bit angry about all of this conflict that is happening. None of them agreed, yet they're all being pulled into it. Go ahead.
She that bare you shall be ashamed.
Uh-huh.
Behold, the hindermost of the nations shall be a wilderness, a dry land and a desert. Because of the wrath of Yah, it shall not be inhabited, but it shall be wholly desolate. Every one that goes by America shall be astonished and hiss at all her plagues. Put yourselves in array against America round about. All you that bend the bow, shoot at her. Spare no arrows, for she has sinned against Yah. Shout against her round about. She has given her hand. Her foundations are fallen, her walls are thrown down, for it is the vengeance of Yah. Take vengeance upon her, as she has done, do unto her.
So then we have to ask, what did she do? What did she do? He said, she has done, do unto her. Our problem is we're just now getting a piece of America's pie, so we want it to go on forever because we want to keep our piece of pie. But a lot of people died to make that pie. And judgment has to be rendered. Go ahead.
You know, in verse 12, it says, she that bear you shall be ashamed. You know, we only kind of get our news here, but if you ever listen to the news from over in Britain and them places, when they're referring back to Americans, you can hear the disdain.
You can hear it in their voice. You can hear it in their speech. They call all of them Yankees.
I heard one where they said, you know, they feel they're entitled to lower gas prices. I was like, wow.
Oh, yeah. But see, that's going to be the surprise of this privilege that's here. When they realize that they have to go back to Europe and they don't have any privilege, oh, it's going to be a real shock. Because the way, and keep in mind now, we have grabbed hold of these people only to understand that when those people have to go back to Europe, they going to be the new knuckles. Now, you done grab yourself to a knuckle thinking that you was grabbing privilege. And then you get to a place and understand, oh no, they finna inflict some serious problems upon you because in their eyes, you Yankees caused the destruction of the earth. Now, you done got to yourself something that's got to pay a debt to its own people. We don't be paying attention. We don't be paying attention. Ain't no new castles in Europe. What do you think they asked for? They said, give us your poor, your disenfranchised. What do you think came here? So what do you think is going back? You think they opening up the castles to let these people go in there? Oh no. What's coming back gonna turn into the working class. The kings of this nation gonna have to till ground. It's only fair. What goes around comes around. You made kings till your earth. Now your kings are gonna go back home to till the earth. Go ahead.
Cut off the sword from America, and him that handles the sickle in the time of harvest. For fear of the oppressing sword, they shall turn everyone to his people.
Right.
They shall...
Look. They call this the great melting pot. Right. So when everybody starts fleeing, they all fleeing to the places where they originally come from. Go ahead.
And they shall flee, everyone to his own land. Israel is a scattered sheep. The lions have driven him away. First, the king of Assyria has devoured him, and last, this Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, has broken his bones. Therefore, thus says Yahweh of hosts, the El of Israel, behold, I'll punish the king of America and his land, as I have punished the king of Assyria. And I'll bring Israel again to his habitation, and he shall feed on Carmel and Bashan, and his soul shall be satisfied upon Mount Ephraim and Gilead.
Now, you understand, if you keep reading this story throughout this book, the promised land that Israel is being given is all about returning unto their land. There is not one part of this where Yahweh is telling us that we're going to heaven. The entire thing is about going back, living in peace in the land that was originally given unto you. When it says every man shall go back to his vine and his fig tree, that is the land that was originally given unto his people. So what we don't consider is when we grab hold to another nation and those people look up and say, hey, Israel, why are you here? Well, I see what had happened was, these my folk and I, we got love for each other. You need to go to your land. What you gonna do? We haven't even considered that. Okay.
In those days and in that time, says Yahweh, the lawlessness of Israel shall be sought for, and there shall be none, and the sins of Yehuda, and they shall not be found, for I pardon them whom I reserve. Go up against the land of Merathaim, even against it, and against the inhabitants of Pekod, waste and utterly destroy after them, says Yahweh, and do according to all that I have commanded you. A sound of battle is in the land and of great destruction. How is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? How is America become a desolation among the nations?
And if we don't understand that this is the hammer of the whole earth, man, just look at the news at any given time. Look at the words that are being spoken. It's not even diplomatic anymore. You gonna do this? You gonna do that? We gonna do this. If you don't do this, we're gonna destroy you. You don't do this, we gonna do. If you don't understand that this is the hammer, you ain't been paying attention. You need to put your phone down and look at something other than Instagram and TikTok. Because there's definitely some other stuff going on. There's some very strong words being spoken to leaders of nations. This ain't going to end well. Go ahead.
I have laid a snare for you, and you are also taken, O America, and you was not aware. You are found and also caught, because you have striven against Yah.
Right. You have Yahweh's holy people in captivity and refuse to let them go. Go ahead.
Yahweh has opened his armory and has brought forth the weapons of his indignation, for this is the work of the Adonai Elohim of hosts in the land of the Chaldeans. Come against her from the utmost border, open her storehouses, cast her up as heaps, and destroy her utterly. Let nothing of her be left. Slay all her bullocks, let them go down to the slaughter. Woe unto them, for their day is come, the time of their visitation. The voice of them that flee and escape out of the land of America, to declare in Zion the vengeance of Yahweh our Elohim, the vengeance of his temple.
So the destruction of this daughter of Babylon equals the redemption of Zion. If we put that then in the space of time that it fits, this is at the end of the fourth beast, where the children of Israel get redeemed, but the Gentiles are also losing their power. Anything that's ruling during the time of the Gentiles has to be a Gentile. Go ahead.
Call together the archers against America. All you that bend the bow, camp against it round about. Let none thereof escape. Recompense her according to her work. According to all that she has done, do unto her.
According to all that she has done, do unto her. See, our problem is we think because Yahweh pauses, he has completely dealt with all of our past deeds. So anytime it's brought back up, we feel some kind of way. But yet we want all the nations who have done wrong to us, we want to be vindicated for all of it. Well, why don't you want vindication for the people who you did wrong? Oh, they ain't supposed to receive restitution? They ain't supposed to be receiving the restoration of their name that you stepped on? But you want vindication for yourself? Go ahead.
For she has been proud against Yahweh, against the Holy One of Israel. Therefore shall her young men fall in the streets, and all her men of war shall be cut off in that day, says Yahweh. Behold, I'm against you, O you most proud, says the Adonai Elohim of hosts. For the day is come, the time that I will visit you. And the most proud shall stumble and fall.
The most proud shall stumble and fall. You know what helps that pride? Being able to say you haven't been defeated. Even when there is defeat on the horizon, what we do is back out and act like we ain't never go there. Now we ain't even want that anyway. Can't fire me, I quit. Right. Go ahead.
And none shall raise him up. And I'll kindle a fire in his cities, and it shall devour all round about him. Thus says Yahweh of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Yehudah were oppressed together, and all that took them captives held them fast. They refused to let them go.
Okay. Now, he's still dealing with Babylon. He's dealing with the daughter of Babylon. And he's talking about the children of Israel not being released. You can't say you freed the people, but they stay in the land of their captivity. If you freed them, then that means you returned them. If you did not return them, you did not free them. Go ahead.
Their Redeemer is strong. Yahweh of hosts is his name. He shall thoroughly plead their cause, that he may give rest to the land and disquiet the inhabitants of America.
He shall thoroughly plead their cause. We got a lawyer on our side. And I ain't talking about no public pretender. I ain't talking about them ones with the short sleeve shirts and the clip-on tie. I'm talking about a real lawyer who's going to plead our cause. Go ahead.
A sword is upon Europe, says Yahweh, and upon the inhabitants of America, and upon her princes, and upon her wise men. A sword is upon the liars, and they shall dote. A sword is upon her mighty men, and they shall be dismayed. A sword is upon their horses, and upon their chariots, and upon all the mingled people that are in the midst of her, and they shall become as women. A sword is upon her treasures, and they shall be robbed. A drought is upon her waters, and they shall be dried up. For it is the land of graven images, and they are mad upon their idols. Therefore the wild beasts of the desert with the wild beasts of the islands, shall dwell there, and the owls shall dwell therein. And it shall be no more inhabited forever, neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation.
Now, if it was dealing with the original Babylon, which is Iraq, it would have already been destroyed and not inhabited. That ain't what it's talking about. So this destruction that it's talking about, apparently what's going to happen to it must be nuclear, because it will not be able to be lived in. When it talks about it will be a habitation for animals, only animals can live in a radioactive environment. Humans can't live in it. Which would kind of be interesting. If it says, do unto her as she is done, she's actually the only one who's ever used one of those weapons. Nobody else. All we hear about are weapons of mass destruction. We hear about all of this. The only place that has ever used it, you're sitting in it. So if he says, do unto her as she is done, what then must happen to her? How is she going to become uninhabitable? Nobody else has used one of those. And there are multiple countries that have them. Go ahead.
As Elohim overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah and the neighbor cities thereof, says Yahweh, so shall no man abide there, neither shall any son of man dwell therein. Behold, a people shall come from the north, and a great nation, and many kings shall be raised up from the coast of the earth. They shall hold the bow and the lance. They are cruel, and will not show mercy. Their voice shall roar like the sea, and they shall ride upon horses, every one put in array, like a man to the battle against you, O daughter of Babylon. The king of America has heard the report of them, and his hands waxed feeble. Anguish took hold of him, and pangs as of a woman in travail. Behold, he shall come up like a lion from the swelling of Jordan unto the habitation of the strong. But I will make them suddenly run away from her. And who is a chosen man that I may appoint over her? For who is like me? And who will appoint me the time? And who is that shepherd that will stand before me? Therefore hear you the counsel of Yahweh, that he has taken against America, and his purposes that he has purposed against the land of the Chaldeans. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out.
Pause. My elder used to talk about this. The least of the flock shall draw them out. You realize that the entire earth is angry at this nation, and the least of the flock is this little bitty land the size of New Jersey that has drawn us out into a broad war. They have been brought out by the least of the flock. A country that ain't even a country has got us into a conflict that is causing world change, and the rest of the nations are angry about it. And they all know who they're doing it for. The least of the flock. Go ahead.
Surely he shall make their habitation desolate with them. At the noise of the taking of America, the earth is moved, and the cry is heard among the nations.
All right. One of the things here that was said in verse 37, it says, a sword is upon her horses and upon their chariots and upon all the mingled people that are in the midst of her, and they shall become as women. that is something that we need, because you talk about all this pride and this pomp and circumstance, and you also have to pay attention to what we have been introduced to a man being entertaining the attributes of a woman. Let's go to Judges chapter 16. Judges chapter 16, and I want you to start at verse 4.
Judges 16 and verse 4. And it came to pass afterward that he loved a woman in the valley of Sorek, whose name was Delilah. And the masters of the Philistines came up unto her, and said unto her, Entice him, and see wherein his great strength lies, and by what means we may prevail against him, that we may bind him to afflict him, and we'll give you, every one of us, 1,100 pieces of silver. And Delilah said to Samson.
Now, first problem, you see, there is more going on here than just Samson and Delilah. You need to understand the whole representation of Israel and the foreign nation. So Samson has this great physical power, but he has grabbed onto his bosom a foreign entity. Now, he has come in unto her. She has not come in unto him. We don't understand what that means. She is still around all of her people. You are around her people. She is not around your people. We don't think that there's a difference there. Oh, but there is. Go ahead.
Tell me, I pray you, wherein your great strength lies.
So now, because of the push of her people, she is now putting pressure on him to divulge his strength. Go ahead.
And wherewith you mighteth be bound to afflict you. And Samson said unto her, If they bind me with 7 green withs that were never dried, then shall I be weak, and be as another man. And the masters of the Philistines brought up to her 7 green withs, which had not been dried, and she bound him with them. Now there were men lying in wait, abiding with her in the chamber. And she said unto him, The Philistines be upon you, Samson. And he brake the withs as a tread of tow is broken when it touches the fire. So his strength was not known.
Okay, so he automatically felt like something wasn't right because he didn't give her the real answer. Go ahead.
And Delilah said unto Samson, Behold, you have mocked me and told me lies. Now tell me, I pray you, wherewith you might be bound.
You should be very cautious. This is that part. And so we need to understand that it's not going to come to us in this matter. The person is not going to ask you wherein your strength lies. What they're going to ask you is, tell me what's in your heart. I want to get to know you. Tell me about you. What they're trying to figure out is your weakness. But it will be disguised that they are trying to become one and really love you. But they're really looking for your weaknesses. Go ahead.
Hello, isn't that the same thing as when they said, bring one the priest from thither to show them the ways of the hell of the land?
Mm-hmm.
Because they understood that's where our strength lies.
Go ahead.
And he said unto her, If they bind me fast with new ropes that never were occupied.
Pause. If they. You see, we can be knowledgeable about the destruction, but still entertain it. If they. Who the hell is they, Samson? I thought you was divulging your heart to her. Who the hell is they? You already know who they is. But he's still entertaining. Go ahead.
Then shall I be weak and be as other men, as another man. Delilah therefore took new ropes and bound him therewith and said unto him, The Philistines be upon you, Samson. And there were liers in wait abiding in the chamber, and he brake them from off his arms like a thread. And Delilah said unto Samson, Hitherto you have mocked me,
Uh-huh.
and told me lies. Tell me wherewith you might be bound. And he said unto her, If you weaveth the 7 locks of my head with the web. And she fastened it with the pin, and said unto him, The Philistines be upon you, Samson. And he awaked out of his sleep, and went away with the pin of the beam, and with the web.
Uh-huh.
And she said unto him, How can you say, I love you?
So now she's playing with his mind. How can you say you love me? You have not divulged all your heart to me. You don't have love for me. Go ahead.
When your heart is not with me. You have mocked me these 3 times, and have not told me wherewith your great strength lies, wherein your great strength lies. And it came to pass, when she pressed him daily with her words, and urged him, so that his soul was vexed unto death.
She has vexed him to death, and now he's going to reveal where his strength lies. See, she is still being entertained by the people of her culture. He believes that he's sharing his heart with her. He is sharing his heart with her whole nation. Go ahead.
And, you know, Elder, we read this back to back, but it says press daily. We don't know how long of a time that was.
Nope. We do not know how long that took. But see, she has persistence. Go ahead.
That he told her all his heart, and said unto her, There has not come a razor upon mine head, for I have been a Nazarite unto Elohim from my mother's womb. If I be shaven, then my strength will go from me, and I'll become weak and be like any other man.
Now, he has given this information unto a foreign entity who is a spy. He is indeed sleeping with the enemy. Over time, the enemy has gotten his trust. But she was never not the enemy. She was always the enemy. She didn't become an enemy later. She was an enemy on day one. Go ahead.
And when Delilah saw that he had told her all his heart, she sent and called for the masters of the Philistines, saying, Come up this once, for he has showed me all his heart.
Wait a minute. She knew the difference. She has studied him. These foreign nations have studied your culture. They know when they have all of your heart. She knew it. No, I got it. I'm telling you, this is it. I feel this. Go ahead.
Then the masters of the Philistines came up onto her, and brought money in their hands.
Wait a minute. They were convinced because of how she told them they already came with the money. They didn't have the money the other times. Why they come with the money this time? No. She is sure. She got him. See, all of these things that she has gotten him to do, those are what we would call public displays of affection. How she know she got him? When she make him betray everything that he has been connected to before her. She knows she got him. Go ahead.
And she made him sleep upon her knees.
Look at that. She made him sleep upon her knees. She got him eating out of her hand. And we don't know that when we displaying this, because we get out and take all these public pictures and get on Facebook. We don't know what we're showing. You're showing that you're eating out of somebody's hand. They know what they're doing. You don't know what's happening. Sleep on my knees. Because she's preparing him to be shaken. Go ahead.
And she made him sleep upon her knees. And she called for a man. And she caused him to shave off the 7 locks of his head. And she began to afflict him. And his strength went from him. And she said, The Philistines be upon you, Samson. And he awoke out of his sleep and said, I'll go at it as other times before, and shake myself. And he knew not that Yahweh was departed from him. But the Philistines took him and put out his eyes.
Check that out. He knew not that Yahweh has departed from him. He still thought he had his original strength. He still thought he had it. His strength is gone. See, we don't understand that the judges, their job is to redeem the children of Israel. There's more going on here than just a man and a woman. Go ahead.
And brought him down to Gaza, and bound him with fetters of brass, and he did grind in the prison house.
All right. Now, we must understand something. If your strength came from the church to totally destroy you, she has to get you out of that church. And the key is to make you think that it was your idea. She makes him give her a public display of his dedication to her. What he is really doing is idolizing her. Even if he gives her everything she asks for, she will never respect him. This is a physically strong man in appearance. But she is seized upon the inner weakness. Even though he gives her all she asks for, her respect will never be there. Because although she shall receive all of his gifts, a woman will not respect a man who plays the role of a woman. You know, you have to ask yourself, when you see those people, when you see two women walking hand in hand, you ever notice that one of them act like a man? Mm-hmm. And the one who act like a man don't like men? Now, why does one of them have to act like a man? Because she ain't going to respect a woman who acts just like her. If you play that role and allow yourself to be put in that role, eventually the respect is going to decline, no matter how many gifts you give him. The man have to play the role that he was designed to play. You know, I mentioned this before, that we talk about Babyface lyrics of the Tender Lover. He said, I'll cook your dinner. I'll wash your clothes as soon as I get home from work. I want to know what the hell she doing. While I'm at work, what the hell are you doing? If I still got to come home from work and wash the clothes, cook the dinner, I need to know what the hell going on in here. But this is how we are divulging everything that is given unto us. We don't know that we have an enormously rich heritage. And we just pass it off. We're giving that away because we don't understand where we sit in this space and time. And so we're giving it away freely. And they will take our heritage. The things that our mother and father have stored up for us, shall another nation get? Right. Let's go to Luke chapter 6. Luke chapter 6, and I want you to start that at verse 6.
And it came to pass also on another Shabbat that he entered into the synagogue and taught. And there was a man whose right hand was withered. And the scribes and the Pharisees watched him, whether he would heal on the Shabbat day, that they might find an accusation against him.
Check that out. So they are there for this reason. They are sitting back that they might find an accusation against him. You know, it's deep when your accusation is that you did something good. That is the accusation that they make against you. They say, no, what he did was just too good. Go ahead.
But he knew their thoughts, and said to the man which had the withered hand, Rise up and stand forth in the midst. And he arose and stood forth. Then said Yahshua unto them, I'll ask you one thing. Is it lawful on the Shabbat days to do good or to do evil? To save life or to destroy it? And looking round about upon them all, he said unto the man, Stretch forth your hand. And he did so, and his hand was restored whole as the other. And they were filled with madness and communed one with another what they might do to Yahshua.
They are mad that he healed the man on the Sabbath. All right. So I ask you a question. When can you heal him? I tell you what, let's say Yahshua don't heal him today. Can you heal him tomorrow? Oh, okay. So you can't heal him at all. Okay. Say, no. Let's deal with the real issue here. Let's go to Matthew chapter 3. See, this is how the issue gets misconstrued, that is something else. They start confusing the issue, so you start putting your attention on the wrong things. No, the issue ain't that he healed on the Sabbath day. The issue is they cannot heal. That's the real issue. So you need to pay attention when somebody gives you the misdirection play. Matthew chapter 3, I want you to read verses 4 through 8.
And the same Yohanan had his raiment of camel's hair, and a leathern girdle about his loins, and his meat was locusts and wild honey. Then went out to him Jerusalem and all Judea, and all the region round about Jordan, and were baptized of him in Jordan, confessing their sins.
Mm-hmm.
But when he saw many of the Pharisees and Sadducees come to his baptism, he said unto them, O generation of vipers, who warned you to flee from the wrath to come?
Right. He said, I know y'all ain't here for nothing real. You generation of poisonous snakes, who told you to come? Our problem is we think everybody that show up for the right thing. Go ahead.
Bring forth therefore fruits meet for repentance.
Bring forth fruits that are fit for repentance. I want you to read Daniel chapter 6 and verse 4 for me.
Then the presidents and princes sought to find occasion against Daniel concerning the kingdom, but they could find none occasion nor fault, for as much as he was faithful, neither was there any error or fault found in him.
Right. So to find an accusation against him, they examined his worship practices and designed their attack after his worship practice. See, we don't understand. We like to look at these things individually. But understand, these things happen to us individually and as a nation. Let's go to Galatians chapter 2. And because we look at these things as one individual event, we don't notice them when they actually come upon us in our own lives. Galatians chapter 2, and I want you to read verses 1 through 5.
Then 14 years after I went up again to Jerusalem with Barnabas, and took Titus with me also. And I went up by revelation, and communicated unto them that gospel which I preached among the Gentiles, but privately to them which were of reputation, lest by any means I should run or had run in vain. But neither Titus, who was with me, being a Greek, was compelled to be circumcised.
All right, so then there's a Greek. Wait a minute, I understand. All right, then we got these pockets of time. So then we have at this one point, the destruction that came upon Jerusalem was Greece. Now, at this point, we have this Greek who has converted. All right, go ahead.
And that because of false brethren unawares brought in, who came in privately to spy out our liberty which we have in Yahshua HaMashiach, that they might bring us into bondage, to whom we gave place by subjection, no, not for an hour, that the truth of the gospel might continue with you.
We didn't entertain them for 1 minute. They came in, these false brethren come in unawares, privately, to spy out what you're doing. You have to then consider this. You have to look at the false brethren who come in to spy out your liberties as weapons with no ammunition. They come close to you and befriend you that they might have ammunition to place in the weapon that they will use against you. We divulge everything. But let us hear the conclusion of this matter. Let's go to 1 Thessalonians chapter 5. 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, and let's start that at verse 1.
But of the times and the seasons, brethren, you have no need that I write unto you. For you yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Adonai so comes as a thief in the night.
Wait a minute. The day of the Adonai shall come as a thief in the night. What will you be doing? What will your attention be spent doing? What will your resources be used for? Go ahead.
For when they shall say, Shalom and safety, then sudden destruction comes upon them.
Right. While they believe they are in peace, sudden destruction is already at the door. Go ahead.
As travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape.
You understand how a woman goes into labor? She might be sitting there, and everything is fine. And then all of a sudden, whoosh, water break. It is time. It comes suddenly. That's how you say it's going to be. So are you entertaining your makeshift peace? Because that's what we think we're all supposed to have. We have the most tumultuous event coming toward us, and we think we're supposed to live in the most peace, and we have the most tumultuous event on the horizon. You mean to tell me everybody is training for this championship fight except you? You got a championship fight coming up, and what you doing is eating ho-hos and ding-dongs? Everybody else is working out. They on a diet. You think you should be in the most of pleasure and the most worthy adversary that has ever been created is coming for you. I need you to understand that. He directly has a problem with you because of who you are. There are other people that have done way more evil than you've done. That's not the issue. The issue ain't about what you've done. The issue is about who you are. Go ahead.
But you, brethren, are not in darkness, that that day should overtake you as a thief. You are all the children of light and the children of the day. We are not of the night, nor of the darkness. Therefore let us not sleep as do others, but let us watch and be sober. For they that sleep, sleep in the night, and they that be drunken are drunken in the night. But let us, who are of the day, be sober, putting on the breastplate of faith and love, and for an helmet the hope of salvation. For Elohim has not appointed us to wrath, but to obtain salvation by our Adonai Yahshua HaMashiach, who died for us, that, whether we wake or sleep, we should live together with him. Wherefore, comfort yourselves together, and edify one another, even as also you do. And we beseech you, brethren, to know them which labor among you, and are over you in the Adonai, and admonish you, and to esteem them very highly in love for their work's sake, and to be at peace among ourselves. Now we exhort you, brethren, warn them that are unruly, comfort the feeble-minded, support the weak, be patient toward all men. See that none render evil for evil unto any man, but ever follow that which is good, both among yourselves and to all men. Rejoice evermore, pray without ceasing, in everything give thanks, for this is the will of Elohim in Yahshua HaMashiach concerning you. Quench not the spirit, despise not prophesyings, prove all things, hold fast that which is good, abstain from all appearance of evil, and the very Elohim of peace sanctify you wholly. And I pray Elohim your whole spirit and soul and body be preserved blameless unto the coming of our Adonai Yahshua HaMashiach. Faithful is he that calls you, who also will do it. Brethren, pray for us. Greet all the brethren with an holy kiss. I charge you by the Adonai that this letter be read unto all the holy brethren. The grace of our Adonai Yahshua HaMashiach be with you. Amen.
All right. That is all that we are going to do today. As they show our calendar understand that we have a second Passover for all of those who missed it. And if I'm not mistaken, it's on that calendar. It should be Thursday at sundown. So if you do need to partake in that, please contact us and let us know, and we will be prepared. That is all that we're going to do for today. I want to say that we'll do trivia maybe around 5:30. All right? Remember the Sabbath to keep it holy. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.